Hey guys, Hardware Hound here, and I have a product stack to look at this time. Now, we're going to get into that very shortly, but let me explain a little bit of how the life of a YouTuber works. So there's a lot of companies out there that are always looking for advertisement or promotion. And even though, we're getting pretty close to 4,000 subscribers here, which is phenomenal. I'm really happy about that, and you guys are the best. But even, in terms of YouTube, that's pretty small time. And even at that low of a level, I still get just emails all the time from random people from random countries with random Gmail addresses saying, hey, would you like to review this product? We'll give it to you for free. I get a lot of things like just phone cases or phone chargers or little mobile accessories because people see it and they think, hey, I'll give you this $20 product, and if you get this, that'll totally be worth it and you can shout us out. No. A lot of that stuff just goes straight to my trash because I don't have time for that. Yeah, I may be a small channel, but just to do even a 5 to 10 minute video, by the time I test the products out, by the time I take pictures, by the time I finish editing, we're talking several hours, maybe even a good 10 hours or more, depending on the product, of work. 10 hours is kind of like a bare minimum sometimes, even with a short video. So when Tilted Nation comes to me with an email and says, hey, we got some products you might be interested in, the fact that I said yes is actually a huge deal. But that being said, there is a ton of companies that are trying to start up some kind of Facebook or Amazon business. They're trying to throw some just kind of ghetto basic gaming gear out there, and they are just trying to make a quick buck. Now, if the product still catches my eye, I will still review it. However, if the company is doing something unique, it will change what the video is. So if it's just a generic company throwing out just generic products and I happen to like them, I'm going to review the product and I'm going to say, cool, well, that was a good product, I liked it, hey, recommend you guys check it out, and we're done. But if I think the company might have a little bit that's differentiating them from the rest of the market out there, I'm going to say, hey guys, I actually like this company and I think they're doing some unique things, and I hope they keep growing and heading in a direction that I think I'm seeing. Tilted Nation is one of those companies. So let's talk about these products that they sent me and what I got to see. We're going to start with the basic ones that I think are just generic, and then move into the ones that I think are doing a little something special. And I hope that you'll be able to see, guys, why I think that this is a company I am really happy to represent right now, because I like what I'm seeing, but we're going to have to see how they go because they're a relatively new company. So based on my research, best I could tell, Tilted Nation looks like they started sometime in either early 2019, maybe late 2018. This company is only probably like 1 or 2 years old. And so when they reached out, they said, hey, we're going to send you a bunch of gaming products, and they did. Right now, what they have is a bunch of very cost-efficient, very affordable products, and they have a pretty decent variety. Now, one of the more basic ones they have is just these mouse bungees. And these little mouse bungees, they've got a little tri-stand, they've got like a couple of different LED options, no RGB. They are a USB hub, which is nice, but you can find those all over the place on Amazon. They're all roughly the same price. You're usually looking at that $15 to $20 range. And there's nothing special about that. So while I love the USB hub capability of that, that's very useful, all around it's just a mouse bungee. And there's some RGB options that kind of outshine these guys if you don't mind the aesthetics of it. So it's kind of hard to say, oh my gosh, check out these mouse bungees. Now, the thing that I absolutely love, that really isn't anything special though, is this RGB mousepad. Guys, I figure it just depends. If you love RGB, then you've got to figure by now that this much RGB waves going into my body, I'm probably going to become an RGB superhero. And if you hate RGB, then you probably think I'm going to become an RGB supervillain. But regardless, I love this mousepad. It's got a nice little color cycle effect, or you can choose different static effects, or you can have some breathing breathing effects, pretty generic stuff. I mean, RGB's gotten pretty understandable. We don't see a whole lot of difference anymore. This mouse pad, I love it. It's a good price. It's competitive with a lot of the other ones. But once again, there's nothing special. You can go onto Amazon and you can find dozens of RGB mouse pads. And we're going to talk about what I hope they do with this one down the road. But let's go ahead now and move to the next one. So you might have noticed if you caught my Lexar video that I had this mouse pad here on the desk by itself. And what's going on is they've got this really neat design. They've got this kind of wireframe terrain thing going on, and I don't know, this thing just looks really cool and I love it. And then they've got this kind of like a cyberpunk theme one, and it looks pretty cool too, but I like this one as my favorite. I'm going to leave this on my desk. I just think it looks cool, and I like it kind of filling in some of this desk space for the videos. Here's the thing though, these are really cool graphics. I think they did a great job on it. And the other smart thing that they did is, if you'll notice, the spot where the keyboard goes is pretty generic, and they put more of the emphasis of the artistic design right on the edge where the mouse goes, and that's really smart. I was looking through some mouse pads on Amazon and quickly saw where they put the logo right in the middle, but then as soon as you put a keyboard on it, you'll never see it again. So doing the fancier art design on the right side where your mouse is supposed to go makes a ton of sense, and I love their color choices and their designs. So I hope we get to see more of these kind of pads from them where they keep going in that direction. And just the artistic design was something that caught my eye. Already made me feel like this company's trying a little harder than the other generic Amazon, Facebook kind of businesses out there. Now, they also sent me this gaming mouse. As far as gaming mice is concerned, it's a $20 mouse. I'm not going to recommend that you just go out and buy a $20 mouse, because if you want some good quality and stuff, you usually have to go $50 and up to get something high quality. However, if all you can afford to buy is a $20 mouse, I really like what Tilted Nation did here. Now, this isn't the cheapest mouse. There's a bunch of these little guys on Amazon. This guy only has about a 4000 DPI sensor, where other mice have up to somewhere in the range of like 7000 DPI. But one thing that Tilted Nation did that differentiates this $20 mouse from a bunch of the other ones I was seeing is they've got this one extra button that's on the clicker. Now, it's like right next to the left mouse button, you've got like an extra fire button right there. It's a little too far up for me to reach necessarily. It's not one I would probably get comfortable using, but here's the thing. None of the other mice I was seeing had that. They were just generic 2-button, have your side buttons and like a DPI level setting, and nobody did anything different. If I had to choose between a 7000 DPI mouse with no extra features or the 4000 DPI Tilted Nation mouse that gives me an extra button and something that can be useful, I would take the 4000 DPI any day with extra features, because quite frankly, after 4000 DPI, I can't tell that much of a difference. That's when you start getting into quality of optical sensor, and I don't care if it says 7000. These sensors are going to be basically the same at 20 bucks. So I really like what they did there. All right, but the cream of the crop, and the reason why I said yes, is because of the headset holder. Now, Tilted Nation calls it a headset throne, and heck yeah, it is a throne. So when I saw this thing in the email, that was it. Like, I was like, I want to check this product out. I looked on Amazon, and I found out that you can find something similar from a different company, but this is something that's not widespread yet. There's not a lot of companies. It's not like you can find this headset and holder and it's just rebranded to 20 different companies. It's actually pretty rare. But I love the fact that it's got RGB lighting. It looks really cool. You have a USB hub feature with the USB 3.0 port, and it has the mouse bungee. And quite frankly, I don't think it gets any more practical than that. It looks phenomenal. I love the lighting on it. It's just the nice color cycle looks great. And you know me, guys, I love that pizzazz. But it's also got some good practical features. I like the fact that it's got a USB 3.0 holder. In fact, when I realign everything back to my desk, it's going to be so nice because I can put my headset, plug my headset dongle in there when I want to use my headset. But then when I want to go back to speakers, I usually unplug it and then go to my speakers. And, which, I mean, I could do it for some software, but hey, to each their own, right? And having it up there not only will make it easier to reach, but it also helps it avoid interference when it's stuck behind a corner of my solid wooden desk. So I love the fact that it gives you some practical features while looking totally awesome. And everything on their product stack felt pretty darn good. Like there are some products that maybe were a little bit, like the mouse, the $20 mouse feels a little flimsier than other mice. But things like these headset holders and these mouse pads feel great. You know, a lot of their products are in that $20 to $25 range. The headset throne, which, I mean, come on, that's appropriate. The headset throne's about $40, but I don't feel like that's an unreasonable price either. I mean, they show kind of like a list price of $60, but I doubt they've ever really tried to sell it for that much. So these kind of choices that Tilted Nation has made is making me glad that I get to check this out. What they say, you know, you might notice that term tilted, and I looked at their website and they explained that, you know, tilting was a term that came from League of Legends, which I used to play back in the day, and it was when a person became emotionally compromised, they started sucking at their gameplay. And yes, I've seen plenty of that. I have been that before. But what they explained is that rather than using that as a bad thing about gamers, as, yeah, look at that, they're just complain and whine, they explain that what that shows is passion. And it's that passion that we want to represent gamers and represent our products. I like that. I thought that was a cool idea and a cool way to look at that. Now, I don't know if Tilted's the best branding name or not, but I have to admit, I think it's cool, and I hope it works out good for them. I think it's nice that they say, hey, that kind of passion that gamers take into wanting to play their game and win and move forward is the kind of passion we want to do with products. I think that is a good move. And in fact, if that's really where they're headed, then I can already think of some things I'd like to see. I'd like to see more design prints that are really cool like this on these mouse pads. I like the variety, and I think they've got some really good artistic designs there. I would like to see them put a print design on their RGB mouse pad and get an option like that. I think that would look really cool to have an awesome print design on one of these RGB pads that just would add to the lighting as well. And something else that I think would be cool to do is like maybe moving forward with their mouse bungees. It'd be neat to have an RGB option of the little guy, and then I'd like to see this headset get like an actual spectrum wave version of it instead of just right now where it just kind of cycles through solid colors. But if they keep moving forward in those directions and put their passion towards putting these things as the best possible that they can, or the best possible features for the budget, I'm positive that they are going through a catalog of a manufacturer in China and picking out products. That's okay. But if they keep trying to find that they think is truly valuable to gamers, I hope they succeed. But if they're just throwing out products to say, hey, we just want to make some sales and start an easy business, well, that would be different. I don't get that vibe from this company. I get the vibe that they put some effort into this. And that's why not only was I happy to do this video for them, but I'm happy to recommend their products because like I said, if you're going to spend $20 on a mouse, I'd definitely recommend the extra button feature over 7,000 DPI. Not going to make a difference. But I'm also going to be really happy to have some of this stuff on my desk. You'll be seeing this headset holder. You should have seen it already in my Lexar video. If you look at my back shoulder here, you'll have seen it there. It'll go back there. And then you should see this mouse pad on the corner of my desk because this mouse pad was just awesome. I love the full desk pad. I'm kind of disappointed it took me this long to get one. So guys, I hope I'm giving you a fair opinion. I understand some of you guys don't want to risk companies like this because they're too new and you'd like to know for sure that they're established, and I understand that. I feel like I can give you a little reassurance. They are worth checking out. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel. Obviously that helps out. Share my videos out too, because that definitely helps as well. We can keep growing this channel and I can keep trying to bring you stuff like this, especially the obscure, off the wall. You don't see this kind of stuff every day. I love it. I don't care if it's not the most expensive product in the world or the most popular company in the world. I love it when stuff like this comes to my doorstep. It's just too much fun. It's too cool, and I really enjoy it. So guys, share that video and you can help me out there, and I will catch you later.